guys, how you doing? Welcome to the repeat. I'm sorry you missed the live streaming, but it's alright. Welcome to another episode of the RN Alphaslice show. For some of you guys who don't know what we're doing here, this is a show where we host nurses from all over the world. And today we're hosting the king of Nigerian nurses, Fiyin O David. And for some of you guys who don't know him, he's a very enthusiastic nurse who has a passion towards helping others. So on this show, we host nurses who share the same passion, the same goals, the same American dream. Okay, and without further ado, David, how you doing, man?
Hello, how are you? I'm fine. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
And it should be in the morning there. Good morning.
Yeah, it's good morning here in the States. Hey man, I can see your camera, and
Okay.
Ryan is saying that your camera is not showing. So
okay, let me restart.
Okay.
Let me reconnect.
Hey guys, how you doing, Ryan? I'm so glad that you were able to join us live at this time. I know some technical difficulties, as always. I don't know what happens. His camera was showing initially, but then it went away. Hey Sandra, how you doing, girl? I'm so glad that you guys were able to attend. Ryan. Hey man,
Okay,
yeah.
can you see me now?
Oh yes, now I can see you very clearly.
Okay.
Your camera is sideways. You need to pull it.
Yeah, for the phone to be able to stand.
Yeah.
Okay, this should do.
Yeah.
This should do.
So how you doing, man?
I'm cool. I'm very fine. Thank you. So ever since I started with Avant, though tough journey, doesn't last long. It's only tough people that last. So it hasn't been that easy.
So what's your specialty? What specialty do you work at?
Medical surgical units, med-surg.
Oh, that's great, man. I did medical surgical for the first time when I came to the United States, and man, that shit is difficult. It ain't easy, right? Really?
I know.
It ain't easy, man. Like working with all kind of surgeries, all kind of medical problems. It has been a challenge, man. I'm telling you.
I know.
Sandra,
And also, I have a little bit of experience with pediatrics. So that still adds to my sleeve.
Hi, Max. Yeah, thanks, Ryan. David tried to get out of the system and then get in again, so now it's working. Okay, man. So you've been working as a registered nurse for 4 years, and you have a med-surg experience with some pediatric experience. And you graduated. You graduated from Nigeria, right?
2009. Yes, 2009.
2009. Oh man. So I remember, like, I have 10 years of experience, and as a registered nurse. But I remember, those early years, like when I finished my first couple of years in critical care, and then I moved to pediatric oncology. And I believe I started learning nursing by my third year, like getting really involved with patients, with like long-term relationships. Especially when I moved to oncology, our patient population is how do you say it? Like it's not a quick relationship. Like a patient gets into the hospital, like
it's the same thing with med-surg too.
Is it?
You have to get to. It's the same thing with med-surg too.
Really?
You have to get to know about procedures, about your patients, how things are done before you can become an expert or a pro.
Yeah.
In it. But everything became a bit easier when towards the end of the fourth year too. Everything became easier.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
I know, man. I know. Okay, so let me see. Why are you pursuing the American dream?
Okay. Well, in my country, especially those in my country will understand this better. in my country, it's not easy. They don't appreciate nurses as we ought to be appreciated. You know,
Uh-huh.
you get a lot of work for so little pay. So that's the major reason, and also because the United States of America is a very great place to have a home when it comes to government facilities, amenities, the way life is out there. Is far easier than here in Nigeria. So those are the major reasons.
So
And
what?
I've always wanted to be an American, that is, I'm an American nurse, a registered nurse in the United States. Has always been that since I started my school of nursing.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. First, I like your shirt. Second,
Thank you.
yeah, I mean, like, when did you start thinking about the American dream? Was it way before you start nursing school, or as soon as you started nursing school?
It started 2008. At first, when I was about to start my school of nursing, my parents were like, "We want you to, since you like caring for a lot of people, it's a good platform if you be a registered nurse. We are rare as a male, we are rare, and also, if you fly out there, you'll be appreciated more." And I kind of researched on male nurses in the United States, and seeing them alone gave me the prestige that yes, this is something I would like to reckon with. Seeing them on their scrubs and then the kicks, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
I know, man.
Then when I watch movies like Duge Hausa, House, Grey's Anatomy, you want to be reckoned with. Compared to here in Nigeria, I'm not trying to ridicule our system here in Nigeria, though, but it has always been my own personal dream to be a registered nurse in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, man, I'm telling you, like, we share the same dream with tons and tons of registered nurses from all over the world. So, I mean, like, it's not as bright as you see on Grey's Anatomy, and the nurses are not as beautiful. And I'm not just talking about the girls, but about
it's not about the beauty. It's about the
male nurses as well. They're not as fancy,
During their ward round, the way they handle cases, the way they take over, the way they discuss about the patients, the content, you understand? Having to prepare for NCLEX really made me know that, man, what they teach us here in Nigeria is substandard. Seriously, when you get to know about how things should be handled, how cases should be handled, the ABC rules, the airway first, breathing, circulation, assessments, prioritization, delegation, I can go on and on and on. That has really opened my eyes too. So it makes me know.
Yeah, man, that's so true. That's so true. That's so true. I mean, what you see in Grey's Anatomy, that what happens in real life, that's so true. So, like, when I started dreaming about, coming to the United States, it wasn't about nursing. I was like 13, 14 years old, and I was like a fan of NBA, and Kobe Bryant was new, like he was in his first year during the NBA, and my dad used to go back and forth to the United States, and one time he got me like a t-shirt, like 13-year-old size t-shirt, and he came to me and he said, "Hey Mo," I said, "What's up?" He said, I was in New York this time, and I was in the hoods, and I saw some people playing basketball on the court, and I was looking like over there, and I saw like a tall black dude, and I said, "Who's that guy? Is that Kobe Bryant?" And so he told me that he called him, and Kobe came to him, and he said, "Hey Kobe, do you know that my son is a big fan of yours?" And then Kobe said, "Oh, thank you." And then he said, "Give me your shirt. I want to give it to my son." And then he gave him his shirt.
Wow.
And my dad gave it to me.
That's nice.
But that was a lie, because that was a 13-year-old shirt, like a size shirt. So I know, man. I believed him, and I wear the shirt like every single day for like a year or so. And I had that dream, to travel to the United States and be like an NBA player. But soon I discovered that won't happen because I'm 5'8", and whatever. So when I got into nursing school, man, I'm telling you, same as in Nigeria, same as, I mean, in the in all third world countries. Like back home in Lebanon, they would look at nursing so inferior that as you serve people. But I always try to tell them, like, we are not maids. We don't serve people. We care for patients. And you know, like, people here in the States cannot relate to what I'm saying. But like, people in the United States who work in fast food, like McDonald's, Burger King, and stuff like that, like, the regular people look down on them because they have like shitty jobs, you know, low wages, stuff like that. So I tell them, a registered nurse in Lebanon is looked at the same way as you look at someone who's working in fast food in the United States. And then they, oh my God, really? You know, they get so surprised.
Yeah, even here in Nigeria. And the funny thing is that there are some industries that portray nurses wrongly. Industries like food, you know, just as they have the Hollywood, we have the Nollywood too. They portray nurses wrongly, and you're imagining that, come on, what's up? This is not how nursing is. This is not how nurses dress. This is not how nurses are. You understand? Or what do we do? With time, I guess, by God's grace, everything will change.
I know, and it started changing a little bit, you know, back in Lebanon, but it's a whole different ball game when you come to the United States. Like, man, I'm telling you, when I started working here, like, I came to the United States like 7 months ago, and when I started working, so my work is over the phone, so I call patients, and as soon as they know that I'm a registered nurse, man, their tone is different. The respect. They would look at you as if you're the smartest person in the room. And you know, like, I look at myself, man, I'm not that smart, but you know, they appreciate that we went through nursing school, we went through all the education, and now we're helping in the community, and we're serving, like, we're caring for patients, we're treating them right. So they look at you, and it's so humbling the way patients treat you, you know. So I'm so excited for everyone, you know, who's an international nurse and still working, you know, back home or, you know, internationally. When they come to the States, man, they're gonna feel the difference. Like, you know, because I work business casual to work, right? But on my second job, I wear scrubs. So after finishing my shift on my second job, sometimes I go to the grocery shop. I get some groceries for my wife, you know, for the house and stuff. And, you know, man, as soon as I walk in to the grocery shop like Walmart with my scrubs, you know, everyone started looking at me. And if they see my RN badge, I started putting the badge in the car, because if they see my RN badge,
that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah, man, they start talking to you, like asking you questions, you know, thanking you for serving the community and stuff like that. Man, it's so humbling, I'm telling you. And for me, like, that's the American dream. It's not about the money. Yeah, it's not about like showing off with your friends, you know, back home, like, hey, I made it to the United States, stuff like that. It's not about that. My American dream is about the simpler stuff, you know, like being appreciated and respected in the community. It's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Of course.
So tell me about your experience with Avant. How is it going so far?
Well, personally, with Avant, it's been very, very great.
Been very great. Like I do tell people, there are lots of agencies out there. You understand? There are lots of agencies out there that I won't want to mention, but Avant still stands the best out of all of them, because they don't take their own interest, personal interest, into everything. You understand? They prepare you ahead of your American dream. You understand? Unlike other agencies, I've known a lot of agencies, trust me. And when it comes to the ones that I know are close to Avant, the only things I know they do is push the candidates or the students forward, you understand, to write the NCLEX, and then when it gets to the United States, find your way. Though they will tell you you don't have to work with them for a long time compared to Avant, but when it comes to Avant would have to drill. Avant will drill you hard. You understand? They'll prepare you. They'll send you books. They'll register you with online resources, and Man, I've been having it's a very good one when it comes to them. They prepared me well. You know,
Yeah, man.
as at now, I can boast of myself to say that, yeah, I'm prepared for the NCLEX exam. Come what may, come what anytime.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am prepared.
But listen, man, listen. You have only experienced, the surface with Avant, because Avant is much, much more, And especially when you come here to the States, you're like, oh my God, where should I start? Like, what should I do? And stuff like that. But their program is amazing. I don't know other agencies. I don't know their programs, but I know that Avant's program is amazing. And my buddy from International Nursing Network, the CEO, Tony Deeb, he tells me, because he sent nurses through Avant and through other agencies, and he tells me the people who send them through Avant are much, much successful, and they have less problems.
Even talking about the transitioning program, the cultural transitioning, and the clinical transitioning alone is enough boost for a nurse, a registered nurse, that is in the United States compared to other agencies out there. I have a lot of friends with other agencies, and when I tell them about the clinical and the cultural transition, they'll be like, what are you talking about, bro? That's Avant for you, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
Avant.
I
Avant is
tell
great.
you, like, the
Avant is great.
cultural
And to cap it all up, it's free. The thing I know that has to do with Avant is when it comes to payment, is the personal documents that I know I had to get, to send to the United States through Korea, getting my transcript, validation of license and code. That's the only price I know I've spent so far with Avant. So that's awesome.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
awesome. And I can imagine the number of the amount they've spent so far. Registering with CGFNS, able to send the materials, registering me online with online webinars, courses, and co. Avant is great. It's great.
I know, man. Listen, the most important, that I got value from is the transition program is the cultural transition program. Man, it's amazing. It's a life changer. I came to the States like 4 times before I immigrated, and one of them I spent like 6 months here in the United States, and on another visit I spent 6 weeks in the United States. But when I came to Avant and I went through that training for 2 weeks, man, I discovered that I don't know shit about the United States. Trust me. Coming to the United States as a visitor is way, way different than coming as an immigrant or a permanent resident. So I think that they thought about this process very thoroughly, and they don't have any leaks in their program. Like, everything is on point, Yeah, I just love their program, man. I just love their program.
Of course.
And it's not saying because I'm an Avant nurse. I mean, I've been with them for like 7 months now. They pay my salary, but I don't give shit, man. I mean, if there's anything like any problems with them, I would instantly speak about it. Like, I'm so authentic and I'm so transparent. If I have anything, regards their, but I spoke about a few stuff regarding their medical insurance, regarding their coverage for the first 60 days. But these are minor stuff, in terms of, the big picture. At what stage are you in the immigration process? I know you're preparing for your NCLEX.
The immigration process doesn't kick in fully until you've passed your NCLEX exam. Okay, sure. I don't know if it's the same with other countries, but in Nigeria here, it doesn't kick in fully until you pass your NCLEX exam. So currently, what I'm trying to do right now is just to get my ATT from the Board of Nursing, Texas, write my NCLEX exam, then get my EB3 visa file.
Okay, so how long have you been preparing for your NCLEX?
Well, it's clocked a year, few weeks back.
So you've been like
because I started preparing for NCLEX even before I knew about Avant. It was due to my preparation for Avant that made for NCLEX rather that made me get to know about Avant.
Oh, I see.
Because I was like, I wanted this American dream. I didn't know how to go about it, but I knew there's always an exam to be written. I found out it was all about NCLEX. Wherever I go to, wherever I searched on the web, it's all about NCLEX. I went to Google Play Store to download apps to help me prepare for the NCLEX exam. Then I got to know about that NCLEX Mastery app. So the first African nurse that commented on that app said it was great, you know. I had to add her up on Facebook, search her, then search her up on Facebook, add her up, then asked her, how are you making this dream come true? Have you gotten there? You know, she's a Kenyan nurse, though she's not with Avant because she couldn't make up up to the requirements. But she told me a lot about Avant. She was one that introduced me to Avant, Queen Aziza. I'm sure you know her. And I've ever since then been grateful for God to make me meet her. So I've been preparing for NCLEX since November, or let's just say the first week of December.
I mean, that's smart, man. I've never thought about it that way. You know, like reaching out to people from reviews on apps. Because I'm telling you, like when I was in the United States, when I was back home, I was looking, like I was surfing the internet on a daily basis. I was going into depression. Like I wanted to find someone who has made it from Lebanon to the United States as a registered nurse and they're living their American dream, but I couldn't find any, you know, any. So, you know, as soon as I came to the United States, I decided I'm gonna be that guy for other international nurses. Like if they surf the internet and they're looking for someone who's living the dream, they would find me, you know?
Because, you know,
like, that's the same thing. That's the same thing I'm doing. Because here in Nigeria, information is power. You know, a lot of people don't have an idea that this kind of agencies exist. They don't even know that it is possible for you to migrate without any cost. With, you know, just you reading. There's an agency right there that is able to, that is ready to prepare you for this NCLEX exam, and even after the NCLEX exam, file for your green card, you know, and go as far as paying for your, you know, ticket to get to the United States, getting you settled and cool. A lot of Nigerian nurses still don't know this, which is where I come in to make sure that they are aware. You understand?
True, man. That's so true. You know, it's not just about you know, like information is power. For me, I was already with Avant, but I was waiting and waiting. My I-140 was approved already, but I was like waiting and waiting, and I didn't know when the wait is gonna stop. That's why I was looking for someone to motivate me, to inspire me. You know, stuff like it's not just about information, you know. Some people who are really on the program, they need a little bit of motivation and, you know, inspiration, some insight, you know, into the American life, like the American dream, you know. Like my cousin, he's with Avant now, but sometimes, you know what he asks me? He asks me, like, show me the streets of the United States. You know, as simple as that, that would give you a little bit of inspiration and motivation, you know? So you're still on your NCLEX journey, and it has been lengthy, man. Because, you know, my wife is sitting for her NCLEX soon in January 27, 2018. And, you know, I've been talking about it in all forums. And, you know, as soon as I booked her, so I didn't ask her. She said she wants to sit for her NCLEX. I said, baby, it's early. Like, you just had a baby, and like, we're good on money. Like, financially, we're good. So don't worry about it. She said, no, I want to be a licensed registered nurse in the United States. Same as you, man. Like, equality. I said, okay, we're gonna apply. So I applied for her. I received her ATT. And then I booked her for an exam. I booked her, you know, like the last day possible. So I booked her after 10 weeks. And then she said, oh my God, why? Why did you book me? Like, like, there's no time for me to prepare and to study. I said, baby, you've got 10 weeks. You don't want to live in an NCLEX bubble for more than 10 weeks. And now she's already frustrated. Like, she just wants those 6 more weeks to, you know, to pass by so that she can sit for her NCLEX, because
you write the exam. That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Yes, man. She cannot tolerate it anymore. Like, she can't wait anymore. She wakes up, studies all day, goes to sleep. She's having dreams about NCLEX, you know. It's like, living in an NCLEX world is so difficult, and I always tell people like you don't want to live there more than 8 to 10 weeks. More than that, you're gonna burn out. So like my hat is raised for you, man. You've been doing it for a year. I know it's very, very hard.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
like, are you excited? Are you excited to sit for your NCLEX, man?
Sure, I just can't wait, man. I just can't wait. I've been long over. I do know that there's always a reason why things happen. You understand? But I just can't wait. I can't wait.
I hear you. I hear you, brother. I know you had like a little problems with, you know, like school, papers with CGFNS, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was that resolved?
Yeah, the issue has not yet been resolved. Though my CES report has been issued, you know, after the long queue, because that one, there were issues with sales and validation. There were issues, and there are still issues with clinical hours. You understand? But as someone has suggested that I should contact the board of nursing, you understand, speak to them about the issue on ground so that they can know how to use my clinical experience, you understand, as the required number of hours that they want. So I'm still expecting to hear from the board of nursing though. And they said it takes about 10 business days. By Wednesday, the 10th business day will elapse. So I know before 10 Wednesday, I should get the response.
Okay, so you already got your CES report, you're saying?
Yes. The CES report was issued on October 25th to be precise. You understand? So it's just the ATT I'm waiting for now.
Oh, gotcha. So, I mean, I say like when your CS report is almost there, like
anytime.
Yeah, because you know, like my wife waited for CES report for 18 months, man. She waited 18 months just because of those technical problems. I know every country has its own issues with, you know, paperwork, stuff like that. And I always refer, you know, like Nigerian nurses when they contact me, like about issues with their CS report, with their paperwork and stuff like that. I always refer them to you because I know you know.
And nitty-gritty about it.
Yeah, man, you know all the pathways, all, you know, the criteria needed, and you know, you can direct them properly. And with your WhatsApp group, with your participation in helping others, man, you're doing a great job, you know. And my wife, my wife is in that group, and she's telling me it's the best community ever, you know? Like, if she's having troubles, like she had trouble with like cardiology medication, like antihypertensive medication, with EKG a little bit, and so I told her, hey, listen, just post on the group, you'll get answers. And she was amazed by how quick people would respond, you know? And how quick and how much people are willing to help, you know. It doesn't matter from which country you are, what race, what color, what religion. I mean, everyone is willing to help everyone, you know, because they share the same dream. And that's what I love about the community that you have, man. It is really amazing.
Thank you very much.
So, man, like, where are you gonna sit for your NCLEX? Are you going to Philippines?
Yeah, it's definitely the Philippines.
Okay.
Avant would it takes 6 days to be precise. Understand? You go on the first day, you rest for about 2 days, you write your NCLEX exam on the third day, then you return either on the fourth or the fifth day.
That's amazing. I mean, I have one of the nurses from Africa who's sitting for his NCLEX on December 30.
And I have a lot of people sitting by December. A lot. I have the one for 24th, I have the one for 23rd, and I have the one for 27th. You know, I do encourage them. I will still find a way. After this video call, I will be visiting one. She will be writing her NCLEX December 23rd, if I still remember the date. She will be leaving Nigeria tomorrow. I have to visit her today, you know, coach her, encourage her, you know, because it's worth it.
You're doing a great job, man. You're doing a great job. So that dude, he's sitting for his he's from Africa. I can't recall from which country he is. I think he's from Nigerian, but he's sitting for his NCLEX on December 30, and I told him, dude, you're gonna pass because that's my birthday. Like, that's my birthday. Yeah, man,
Wow.
that's my birthday, December
Happy
30th.
birthday in advance.
I told him, man, you're gonna pass, so don't worry about it. All the Alphaslice family blessings are with you. So I told him, hey, listen, man, you've got to spend the New Year in Manila, and he said he's coming on the same day, or on the 31st, so he's not gonna spend the New Year over there. So I said, man, that's too bad. It's amazing. It's amazing. That community over there and that group, it's really a life changer. So, hey man,
Thank you.
are you sharing my content with your Nigerian RN friends?
Yeah, sure. I do. Especially YouTube, because information is key. One thing about Nigerians
Is once they join something, they will want a dividend, they will want a proof. You understand? And your content is enough proof for them to know that, yes, this thing is really, really real. It's happening. You understand? So I share it as often as I can, especially to newbies, that's new applicants, who are like, is this thing for real? Are you sure? Are you sure it's not just one scamming agency or an agency that wants to milk you, use you, and co? I have to share it with them. You understand? Because your videos are just great. Your contents are great. They are encouraging. I remember back then when I got to know you newly on YouTube, I was so grateful because I've been looking for someone who would give me the step-by-step details, when it comes to videos on how the whole process goes and co. And you did just that.
Yeah, man.
It's nice.
I like to be like so authentic, just give it the way it is, I don't like to montage it a lot and just to say that things are amazing here. I just like say it right from the heart. Like every single video I make, I really make it straight from the heart. I put my efforts in it because I want things like a little bit of entertainment, but I want you to get value from my videos. And man, trust me, I'm not getting paid for that. I just want to help every single person out there just to realize that the American dream is real. There's a better life here. Like, don't worry. Like, are you going to miss home when you come here? I mean, I know you're gonna miss home. It's a different case for me. I don't miss home because like Lebanon, it didn't give me any value when I was there. So I appreciate the United States a lot, and I feel like I'm at home because I have rights here. My life has values. I can pursue my dreams. I can test my potential, like how great I can do in the United States, because there's a lot of opportunities. So I know, like, when you come to the United States, and I've talked to a few Nigerians who are here in the United States, they miss home, yes, but they're so grateful for this country. And I'm so excited for every single one, overseas to experience that, A lot of people start asking about money, like how much I'm gonna earn. And I made a video about that. And I said, if you're coming for the money, I'm gonna give it straightforward for you. Like, if you're an agency nurse, you're gonna get like $24 per hour, anywhere around that.
Yeah.
If you're not, I mean, it depends on your state, but in the state of Illinois, I know on my other job, I get $30 per hour. I was offered $34 per hour for like a leadership position, but that's your range. And it depends, it's not just about the hourly rate, it depends on the cost of living. Like, to live in California, it's way different than living here in Illinois, right? Because in California, like, you're gonna spend a lot of money on housing, on food, on taxes, stuff like that. So I would always tell people, like, stop dreaming about like California or Florida or those fancy states. Like, don't worry about your assignment. Anywhere in the United States is gonna be amazing. And remember, like, your contract is only for 2 years. So 2 years will pass by like that. Man, I was watching my one of my first videos when I flew from Lebanon to the United States, to Orlando. And it seems just like yesterday. Trust me, man, 7 months has went by and they flew by very quick. So 2 years.
I remember that video. There was this part that I really, really liked most about the video, where you had to go to the toilet to go and make sure your legs are straight so that you to avoid DVT. I remember I watched that video almost 5 times because it kept on encouraging me that one day, very soon, I would also do that.
One day you'll be on that flight.
And
Of course,
like
of course.
I know people who are almost going to finish their contract in December and in January with Avant, and they fell in love with their states. Like they fell in love with their assignments, and they're gonna convert to their employer. Like they're not gonna change states. But initially, when they came to the United States, they said, as soon as they finish their contract, they're gonna change states and, you know, go to one of these, you know, sunshine states like California or Florida or, you know, like New Jersey or whatever. But I'm telling you, man, every place in the United States is amazing. It just depends on your mentality and you know, what you have to offer for your job, for the community, for your family, stuff like that. Man, I'm so excited for you, man. I'm really excited for you.
Thank you very much.
Ryan is saying Muhammad's videos are such a great testimonial. He's transparent and honest and shows Avant is as legit as it is. Man, that's true. That's true. Avant is legit. And like, you know, a fun fact, like when you go to your assignment, Avant will call you on a weekly basis just to check up on you, right?
Yes.
So they called me the first week and they were saying like, hey, how you doing, and stuff like that. I was saying, oh my God, I was so happy. Like I was living the American dream. I started talking and they put a time for that call for like 30 minutes. And I was talking and they said, oh, you seem that you're like adjusting, you're not having culture shock, stuff like that. I said, oh man, no way. Like I love it. I freaking love it. And they called me the second week and I was like, so I'm gonna speak about the same stuff I spoke about last week. So I don't have anything to add. I'm living a dream. Best thing that ever happened to me. And then they called me the third week and I said, hey, listen. And her name is Cheryl. I said, hey Cheryl, listen, stop wasting your time like calling me. Maybe you should call like someone else who needs help, stuff like that. Don't worry about me. Like I'm really living the American dream. And if I have anything, I will call you guys back. And after that, she called me the fourth week and I stopped answering her. Like really, I stopped answering her. But trust me, man, Avant, they really care about you. You're not just a number for them. You know, you're not just a contract for them. I know every agency, it's about business, but they really have that, you know, personal touch. They really think about you like in a personal fashion. And man, they are amazing. And I mean, for people who are coming to the United States with Avant, I always tell them they are very lucky. And hopefully they will accomplish their goals, you know?
Yeah.
So give me a little bit of thoughts about, you know, I mean, I don't want to talk politics, but your concerns, your thoughts about the Trump administration and, you know, the recent declines of the I-140.
Okay. Well, I've always known you would ask that question, and it was as if I was expecting you would ask next. So when it comes to Trump administration and the I-140 denial, you know, a lot of people are concerned that maybe Avant is failing in their promises with nurses, but it's not true because it affects all agencies all round. Everybody who are trying to, you know, migrate into the United States are really having it a hard time because of the leadership in UCIS that is still lacking. You understand? Well, one way or the other, I believe that everything will be sorted out. It's the United States. You understand? It's going to be sorted out. And even at that, people are still getting, visas are still being approved. Like I have a co-worker at my place of work, though she didn't go through Avant. You understand? I have a co-worker at my place of work who has been trying for quite a while now. That a visa just came through. You understand? So visas are still being approved, though it's a little bit slow.
and the rate is a bit declined, but I'm sure it's gonna be fixed one way or the other. UCIS is gonna get their leadership and things would, come into play. So as for Trump administration, I don't know. I'm not really different about his administration. The most important thing is that it's good governance. You understand? Just rule your people as you've promised. You understand? Deliver your promises, and I'm good with that. I know when my time comes, nothing can delay it, nothing can stop it.
True, man. True.
It's just a matter of time.
I mean, I've been reaching out for a lot of people, like in agencies and, like CEOs, people at Avant, and they've been assuring me, like, if you get declined once for your I-140, don't worry about it. Your documents are 100% legal and legit, and they can do anything. Like, they cannot overrule the constitution of, immigration or whatever. They have to approve you one day. So if you're declined once or twice, that doesn't matter. We're gonna file again for you, and you're gonna get it by the end of the day because you're legit, and there is shortage for nurses in the United States.
Because I even heard there's a bill to be passed that would allow 8,000 visas for immigrant nurses, and I'm very sure it might come to pass very soon.
True.
And with that, everything will be sorted out with that kind of bill.
Yeah, that's gonna be approved very, very soon, I think.
I always tell people not to worry about it, and some of them are saying that Avant are downsizing. So, man, Avant is through the roof. Like, I watched a documentary the other day about Sherry, the CEO of Avant, and man, Avant is a $60 million company in revenue. So that company is so powerful, and in no way, shape, or form it's downsizing. Some other people are getting fired because they're doing like side hustle, against Avant's policies.
Company rule.
Yeah, man, against Avant's policies and values, stuff like that. But that should not worry you guys. So we're gonna end this by you sending a message to not only Nigerian nurses but for all African nurses. So what's the one message that you want to send across?
The American dream is not just a dream; it's a reality. You can achieve it. I can achieve it. I will achieve it. You will achieve it. It all starts with a step. Take that step, that leap step of faith, and you would not regret it. They said the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a footstep. Once you make the first step, the next one will present itself. You make the next one, and before you know it, you're there. You understand? The NCLEX is not an exam that cannot be passed. It can be passed if you prepare very well. And as soon as you've passed your NCLEX, trust me, your American dream is there waiting for you. That is just a matter of time. You understand? Information is key. I would also advise my fellow African counterparts to at least share this information. There's no need hoarding this kind of information or keeping it to yourself. There's nothing like too much nurses or too many nurses with an agency. Share it to as many people as possible. Help as much as you can. You don't know, because it was someone's help that brought me into this limelight. You understand? You don't know who you will be helping, who will be praying for you every day and be forever grateful for what you're doing. You understand? Which is why I am always selfless when it comes to this Avant immigration issue. No matter the time you ask me the question, I'll make sure I answer the question. No matter what you request of me, I will make sure I give you the correct information. There's no need for hiding information. There's no need hiding. Spread the good news to as many people as possible. You understand? The American dream is a reality, and it can be a reality if you're determined.
True, man, true. And that brought me, I know I said this is the last, we're ending this with this last statement, but that brings me to one last question.
Okay.
And this is a message to, like, I want you to answer that through a message to like Nigerian, not only Nigerian nurses, but African nurses as a whole.
Okay.
Some people in the United States, you know, who made it, like immigrant nurses, not just African nurses or Nigerian nurses, but some nurses who are already in the United States and who made it are sending negative messages about, you know, like the American dream, or, you know, it's not worth it, stuff like that. So, and they are sending these messages to nurses who are working on their American dream. So what are your thoughts about, you know, those negative messages going across?
Okay. Now, before I take any step, there's something about me. Before I take any step, I research. I do research a lot. So what I would advise these nurses that they send these messages to, who are feeling downcasted, who are feeling, you know, a little bit depressed about the whole program, I will tell them, do your own research yourself. Go and find out about nurses in the United States. Find out about, I've known this thing even before I joined, even before I started nursing. You understand? It's all about research. And if you know you can do research, ask people who are willing to go. You understand? What are the things that are giving them the push? What are the things that are giving them that enthusiastic, you know, movement to the United States? If there's nothing great about the United States, I wouldn't be having a WhatsApp group of close to 100.
True.
You understand? A lot of Nigerian nurses are trying to migrate into the United States for one reason, which is because it is great. You understand? It is good and it is nice. I've always known that there's a cohesion between people who are out there. They wouldn't want them to make the whole job, you know, choking. They want the competition to be there. They want the shortage to be there, so that once they need something, they will be able to get it on Kobo. It shouldn't be so. You understand? It's common with a professional. A lot of people who add this kind of information, they keep it to themselves. They don't want people to know. You understand? Which is why where people like me and you come in. So I will also advise these people that in as much as they are trying to make the American dream come true, they should also try to pull someone up, pay the, you know, good deed forward. You don't know who you are helping, but the American dream is worth it, and it is a great dream to be built.
That's 100% true. Thank you, man, for giving me the pleasure to interview you on this Facebook Live. It has been an amazing journey, and keep doing what you're doing. What you're doing is great.
Thank you.
You're touching a lot of lives, and with every single text you send to someone, you're giving them hope, you're giving them motivation and inspiration. Keep doing what you're doing. And for the rest of you guys who are watching, please don't forget, share my content. And if you want access to David's WhatsApp group, or, you know, access to him, I'm willing, I mean, after his permission, I'm willing to share his content, his contacts with you guys. If you have any questions, just reach out. I know that he's more than happy to help you guys. So please, if you are not on my YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. It has been amazing. Thank you, David. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Have a good night, or have a good day. Have a good morning for me. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.